Привет, как дела? Hi, how are you? Меня зовут Catherine. I'm Catherine, и я ваш учитель русского, and I'm your Russian teacher. И сегодня мы продолжаем учиться считать по-русски. And today we're continuing to learn how to count in Russian, the numbers and everything related to that. Отлично. Сейчас я разделю экран. Let me share my screen. So this is the third part of a 4-part series. Make sure that you check the previous 3 as well to be able to understand this lesson, because it's going to be a little bit based on the previous material as well. And let's see the plan that we have for the next 4 lessons. So today is lesson number 3, and we have already learned the cardinal numbers from 1 to 1000. Now, how to name them, ordinal numbers from 1 to 1000 as well, and how to count items in Russian. Yeah, and numbers 1000 and plus. It is going to be the topic of today's lesson. Да, сегодня мы научимся считать вещи по-русски и цифры с 1000 дальше. Okay, and then lesson number 4, the one that I'm personally most excited about, is the one on Zoom. There we're going to be practicing this grammar point. We're going to be practicing the cases with the numbers, because as I mentioned already, numbers, unfortunately or fortunately, in Russian language, they do have the different cases. They're used in context differently. So I prefer to teach this, so to speak, in person, because it's a little bit of a complicated topic, and I want to make sure that everybody is able to understand that everybody is able to use the numbers properly in the context. And I see the feedback, you can hear the, well, whatever the ideas you have. And, well, by the end of these 4 parts, you'll be able to use numbers in Russian perfectly, or by the end of today's lesson, you will at least know the names of all the numbers from 1 to basically forever. And how to make ordinal numbers out of them, basically. So that's, and how to count items using the numbers. Okay, so let's go for it. But before that, let's revise what we have already learned. So on the picture, you can see many different numbers. What I want you to do is to pause the video right now and to try and read as many as you can in ordinal and in cardinal. For example, 46 or 46. 46, 46. This one, for example, 98, 98, 98. Right? I want you to read as many as you can, and then you can see if you really have learned your lesson, and if not, you're going to have to revise the previous 2 videos. Okay? All right. Удачи, good luck. So let's move on to the next slide if you have done this already. So how do we count? Now, it is crucial for counting items in Russian which number, which digit is the last one in the number. So this applies to 1, or if the last item is 1, no, last digit is 1, for example, 41, 21, 31, etc. So the item goes in nominative singular case, and один changes gender accordingly. How does it look then? So we have один карандаш, 1 pencil. How do you say 21 pencil? No, один. So карандаш is in nominative case. Один is in the, well, it is in masculine gender, no? Один карандаш. 21 карандаш, 21. 31 карандаш, 31 pencils. No, 1 карандаш, 21 карандаш, 31 карандаш. All right, that's for masculine. And item goes in nominative. Okay? Карандаш, карандаш, карандаш. That's nominative case of this word. Right, how about feminine? So один becomes одна. For feminine, один becomes одна. So let's do it. Одна кошка. One cat. 41 кошка. 41 cat. No, 41 cats, but 41 cat because all of them go in nominative singular case if the last digit is 1. Okay, 41 кошка. 51. 51 кошка. So, одна кошка. 41 кошка. 51 кошка. Один changes the gender. This one is in the case that it is supposed to be. Okay, it is in the nominative singular case. Let's move on. For the neutral. So it is masculine, feminine, neutral. Одно дерево. One tree. How do you say 61 tree? 61 дерево. How do you say 71? 71 дерево. Одно дерево. 61 дерево. 71 дерево. Дерево goes in nominative singular case. Одно goes in the neutral gender. So, один карандаш, одна кошка, одно дерево. 21 карандаш, 21 кошка, 21 дерево. 51 карандаш, 51 кошка, 51 дерево, etc., etc. You can make the combinations accordingly, but if the last digit is 1, this is how you count the items. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so if the last digit is from 2 to 4, what do we do? The item goes, mind you, in genitive singular case. It changes the gender, it changes the case. It goes in genitive singular case. Okay, let's take a look. So, два also has genders. So, два. Две. Два for masculine, две for feminine, и два, again, for neutral. Apart from that, other numbers are not going to change. Are not going to change genders. Now, 3, 4 don't have any different forms for different genders. So you need to know that the genders are relevant really for один and for два. As один we saw in the last slide, два we see now. Хорошо. So how do you say 2, 3, or 4 pencils for masculine? 2, 3 или 4 карандаша. Карандаша because it's genitive singular case. Да? How do you say 22? Example, pencils. 22 карандаша. Карандаша. 32 карандаша. 32 pencils. So, for example, 33 карандаша, 34 карандаша, etc., etc. You make the combination yourself. The logic is that if the number ends with 2 or 4, the item goes in genitive singular case. Okay, let's move on. So, what happens in the feminine? 2, 3, 4 кошки. Кошки. Gender, genitive singular. Кошки. 2, 3, 4 кошки. 42 cats. 42 кошки. 52 cats. 52 кошки. Okay, 53. 53 кошки. 44. 44 кошки. The combinations don't matter because you need to remember that if the last digit is the following, it's going to be in genitive singular yet again. And what happens, the last one in the neutral? Значит, 2, 3, 4 дерева. Not дерево, дерева, genitive singular, for the neutral. 2, 3, 4 дерева. Okay, how do you say 62? 62 дерева, 62 trees. 72 дерева, 72 trees. and etc., etc. So the combinations, as I say, you can make the cell. So for example, how do you say 92 cats? 92 кошки. How do you say 47 pencils? Oh, sorry, 43. In this case, 47 we're going to learn just now. 43 pencils. That's 43 карандаша. For 7 and onwards, it is a completely different rule. Let's learn it. All right, so what do we do with the numbers that contain 0 or numbers from 5 to 9? So it's either the numbers themselves or the complex ones that are finishing on these digits. So let's see. The item in this case goes in genitive plural case. All right. So how do you say 5 pencils? 5 карандашей. These numbers don't really have a gender, as in they don't have a different form for each gender. Therefore, it doesn't really matter. No? So it's going to be the same logic. Так, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 карандашей. Карандашей, genitive plural case. 25, 25 карандашей. 36, 36 карандашей. Карандашей is the form for genitive plural. And how do you say many cats? No. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 кошек. Кошек, genitive plural. Да? 47 кошек. 47 cats. 58 кошек. 58 cats. So, how about the neutral ones? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 деревьев. Деревьев. So, genitive plural case. How do you say 69? 69 деревьев. 69 trees. How do you say 77? 77 деревьев. Etc., etc. So, you can make your own combinations as you wish. For example, how do you say 45 cats? 45 кошек. How do you say 77 pencils? 77 карандашей. You can combine it as you may. The only thing you need to remember that the item goes in genitive plural case. Right? So, yeah. How about the teens? No, how about the teams? We don't really change them anyhow. We're going to use from 10 to 20. We're going to use the number in genitive plural case as well. So 11. 11 карандашей. 12. 12 карандашей. 13. 13 карандашей. For feminine. 15 кошек. 16 кошек. 17 кошек. All right? And then, so it's 15, 16, 17, 18 деревьев. 19 деревьев. 20 деревьев. So that's going to be all of them. I'm missing one, which is 14, because I want you to practice in and to tell how is it going to be in masculine and feminine and in neutral. So 14, pa. So 14 pencils. 14 карандашей. 14 cats. 14 кошек. 14 trees. 14 деревьев. Отлично. Okay. And using the same logic, you can count the numbers using the same logic, paying attention to the last digit. Okay, so to the last digit. Let's revise. The first one goes with nominative. 2, 3, and 4, genitive singular. 5, 6, 7, 8, or 7, 9, 8, with genitive plural. And 1 и 2 have forms in feminine and in masculine gender, in neutral. See, 1, одна, одно, 2, две, два. Okay, so I would like you to pause this video here and try to count any numbers that you can see. So, for example, ручка. Ручка is feminine, so we can say одна ручка, две ручки, 3 ручки, 4 ручки, 5 ручек, 6 ручек, 7 ручек, 8 ручек, 9 ручек. Всего у меня 9 ручек. So, what if I had 109? У меня всего 109 ручек. What if I had 333 pens? Да, 333 ручки. So, go ahead, try to remember some items that you need counting, and feel free to count them using this screen here. Удачи, good luck. Okay, and if you're done, also, well, the logic with порядковые числительные depends really on the context. Now, for example, you will need to change the number and the item accordingly. Okay, you will need to, according to the context, and this is precisely what we're going to do during our Zoom lesson. We're going to learn how to use the number, both ordinal, the counting items, and this kind of stuff in context. How do we change the cases if necessary? I would like to explain it to you, let's say face to face, because it's a little bit more complicated. And if you're watching this recording after that the class has finished, feel free to contact us in the description below. And if you need any more practice, or if you need any more explanation, I'd be more than happy to book a lesson with you and to describe it to you, to basically to help you with your research. That's totally available. И увидимся скоро. Let's see you soon. Удачи, good luck, пока-пока. Bye-bye.